Now, is it worth it? Definitely. Especially if you need to get out, if you need some inspiration, if you need to get over your inner Schweinehund, your inner pig dog pig, as we say in German. If you are lying on a sofa and watching Netflix, you need to get out, get some inspiration by looking at some wonderful art. Michelangelo Buonarroti showcased his potential as a painter for everyone to see. His heavily populated compositions recount events from the Old and New Testament, from the stories of creation to the Last Judgment. It is arguably one of the most famous works of art in the world. It might surprise you to find out that Michelangelo accepted this job only reluctantly. He saw himself more as a sculptor than a painter, and had came to Rome in 1505 to design a large tomb for Pope Julius II. Therefore, he was rather nonplussed when he received the order to paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel 1 year later. Julius II originally wanted the 12 apostles to be the theme of the ceiling fresco. However, Michelangelo considered this suggestion as rather poor, and he created the complex fresco cycle that this exhibition focuses on. Painting technique Michelangelo used is called the buon, or true, fresco technique, stemming from the Italian word fresco for fresh. In this technique, the paint is applied into the still moist plaster of the wall. I just came out of the exposition, the Sistine Chapel, and how was it? Interesting, a bit disappointing. How were the images? Well, interesting. If you are not used to this kind of art and pictures, you will have quite a shock, because the images are first a lot of skin, quite open. I'm not sure if I have to blur some parts for YouTube, and second, they are quite violent, so a lot of skin and a lot of violence, probably like modern movies with a lot of violence and some love scenes. Because those were the times, no other medium, and why not smuggle into the church some nakedness? Interesting. I have to say, interesting space here. I don't know what I expected it to be much bigger. So it's just a big room and that was nice, large canvases depicting those images you see on the top ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Now that's important because, admittedly, I'm a bit spoiled because I visited the Sistine Chapel in Rome, I think 2003 or 2004. Sadly, I don't have any pictures of that with me to show it. It's a very high ceiling, so when you go inside, you are surrounded by frescoes all around, not all from Michelangelo, just the ceiling is painted from Michelangelo. And of course, you have this feeling of being in a church, in a chapel. There are much more people than there are here, and here were a few. Number one. Number two, you are much closer to the images here. But in the Sistine Chapel, everything is much further away. So you can't see the picture in so much detail as you see them in this exposition. But there is a drawback to this one. Printing them so high, I at least feel The resolution is not the best, could be better, and in the Sistine Chapel there is a visual illusion of 3D, of depth, when you look at the images. So I think that was probably for me the most memorable experience in the Sistine Chapel. Not only the history, the historic place to be there, but also this feeling of depth, which is very surprising, especially if you keep in mind that it's just an image, it's just a picture, it doesn't have any depth, it just looks like it would have. Now, I have to say though, the price I think is pretty high. It's $30, quite expensive. So, Peter, is it worth it? I definitely would recommend you check this exposition out if you are here in Melbourne. Otherwise, enjoy the video. Hope it's useful and you learn something. But if you can, check it out, especially if you're not planning to travel anytime soon to Rome. Definitely an important experience. That's it.